Good morning. It is an unusually warm morning here, which is nice, but it is windy, so hopefully the audio will be acceptable. I was thinking last night about the different components or trends or focus in exercise, fitness, health industry, and how it's changed over the years and grown and developed. And over the past, maybe 15 or 20 years or so, there's been this shift towards what is commonly referred to as functional training. And it seems like everyone has a different definition of functional training. What does it mean? What does it entail? Things like that. And of course, it's a term that I use, have been using. But what does it mean? If you get on the interwebs and look around, and you'll see people doing things that they call functional training, and a lot of it is kind of a moving away from the more traditional isolation type of workouts. Maybe they're utilizing more things such as kettlebells or the balance boards or Bosu balls and steel clubs and things like that. And that would be considered functional training. And I was thinking that, in my opinion, as of now, I would define functional training as anything that helps move you towards your fitness and health goals. So what are your goals? That would be the question I would ask myself, as well as if someone was to want to try and start a movement practice or an exercise strength training practice. What are your goals? If you want to look at this dog. Let's see if we can get this thing turned around. Where is it? There he is. There's Cooper dog. He found a nest of sorts of some animal. Now he's covering himself in the smell. Come on, buddy. One more time? Okay. So if your goal or goals is to put on mass, build big muscles, more like along the lines of bodybuilding type of a physique, then functional training for you would be more working in muscle groups in isolation. Your diet would also reflect the needs to become bigger and put on mass. If your goals are to become a better runner or a particular athlete, then your training, functional training, would be that would reflect the things that you need to develop there. So that might be working more integrated type of exercises. Say, for example, like a runner, they might utilize more kettlebell swings, more explosive muscle endurance type exercises for like the posterior chain. So really what it comes down to is, what are your goals? And then work within a system that helps to develop and achieve those goals. And that, in my opinion, can be considered functional training. Now, for the person who may not really have any set goals, they don't know what they want, they just know or feel that they have to do something to develop strength, then perhaps for that individual, find something that you enjoy doing, and then do it. Show up every day. Now, for myself, for probably the past 10 years, maybe longer, my personal goals are to just be able to move in a way that makes my body feel good. I do like to do some strength training, but it is a integrated form of training where I do not utilize isolated type of movements, such as, bench press, bicep curls, things like that. One of the reasons I don't do that type of training is, one, I get bored with it. It's not really interesting to me. Though occasionally I will, do some bench pressing or something like that, just because, but maybe just a few times a year. But it just doesn't interest me. And if it doesn't interest me, I'm not going to do it. Also, for myself, when I do isolated type of training, it's obviously I can then push more weight than, let's say, if I'm doing a more integrated, multi-plane, multi-joint movements. And then I get really sore for the next day or two or three. And in certain types of training, that soreness is common and oftentimes looked at as a positive byproduct of their training. And that's fine. If that helps move you towards your goals, then that is your functional training. For myself, I don't like to be sore. I like to do something every day, and so at least almost every day. And so if I'm really sore for a day or two, then I feel dysfunctional. And I would rather show up a bug just flew right in my eye. I would rather show up every day feeling good and exploring the movements that my body feels like it needs for that day, without having to have difficulty putting on my shoes and socks the following day, or reaching my arms up over my head. And that's just my own personal goals, and that's how I address my day-to-day movement, my movement practice. So everyone is different. I would say know your goals. If your training is causing you injury, and you find that there are times throughout the year that you were sidelined because of shoulder pain, elbow pain, hip pain, as a result of your exercise, your working out, reevaluate. You may be doing things incorrectly as far as your technique. You may be not allowing yourself to rest and recover, which is, as I get older, probably more important than the type of exercise you're doing. But if you're getting injured or hurt as a result of your training, then you're doing dysfunctional functional training. And that is the exact opposite of what we're trying to achieve with exercise. So the goal is to try and live a long, healthy life in a strong body that moves. And if we're doing things to break it down and sidelining us, then it's time to, maybe shift our focus and look and reevaluate our goals. But the key here is to have fun and enjoy what it is that you're doing. And so that's just kind of my 2 cents for whatever that is worth. So hope something I said might be of interest. I would be interested if your thoughts on what I said and your opinions. Tell me where you differ. Tell me maybe where you agree. And leave those comments down below. And I'd appreciate if you subscribe and share this video with somebody if you feel it might help. And until then, have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.